Hi, this is Mr. Bell from Georgia Bell LLC. Here again on my channel, I have a project to do for my wife, which involves a toilet that needs to be repaired. Somehow the toilet is leaking somewhere right about here. I don't know if you can see it there. Got this bucket of water there, and we need to get that removed. So that way we can get up in there and probably change that bolt that is leaking. There's 3 bolts all the way around the toilet, up under it, which is gross. You can see the bolts all rusted out and whatnot. We're just going to go ahead and get that changed for the missus, and hopefully we don't crack the porcelain or break the bowl in the process. So got some supplies and screws that we got off of Amazon, and some silicone caulk just in case we need a tighter seal, and the wet vac in case we make a messy mess. So we're gonna go ahead and get started before we lose our beautiful sunshine. So that's today's project, and we're gonna get at it. Okay, one of the first steps involved is removing all the toiletries that is around the toilet. And once you get all that stuff out the way, you want to leave that leak bucket in case something spills. But you want to start by turning off all the water. Righty is tighty, so let's tighten this up. All right. So when it twisted all the way to the right, that means that line is absolutely closed. Now the toilet is still filled with water, so we're going to flush that, remove this, and with the water shut off, you can see that it does not fill back up. It's pretty gross. So I'm going to let the excess water out. The more water we drain out, the less we have in our wet vac. So now that that water is drained out, those 3 black rusted bolts, 1, 2, 3, need to come out because that one is leaking and the toilet seat is loose. So we have to fix a leak and fix a seat. Seems pretty simple. What could go wrong? Famous last words. What could go wrong? Well, out of those 3 bolts that we had to take out of this yucky toilet after bleaching, we discovered that these bolts were very, very, very rusted. I had to literally use my cutoff saw as well as my oscillator to cut that bolt. Now that I got the bolt cut, now I have to pull out the other 2, clean up the toilet some more, and replace the flush valve, which is this thing right here, because it is completely corroded. Okay, so the bowl is completely out of commission. We got to separate it, the bowl from the commode part. The bowl being the part that holds the water, we got to completely gut it out. All the old insides are in the trash where they belong because they was all held together by rusted screws and washers that were worn away and rusted bolts. So we're going to go ahead and put in this new universal, the everything complete kit for toilet. Hopefully it'll fit inside there, and when it does, we'll be done with this video. Okay, got everything cleaned up. Got the garbage emptied. Got the screws in and did a field test. That's actually water that you see with the new hardware in there. There's a new fill valve. There's a new flush valve. Excuse me, that's the fill valve. That's the flush valve. And new handle. And you can see we added the 2 gold screws and then the 1 center screw in the middle, back in the back. And I got the fill tube on the outside because I want it to fill up fast. And I might even adjust the water so it uses less water than it used last time. All I have to do is adjust that knob right there, and it'll make that little black float thingy a little bit lower. So when the water comes up just a little bit, it'll stop once the water engages that. So new bolts in with no leaks. Got everything tightened up. I think that's a drip right there. You might have to tighten up that back one. It has 2 washers on it, but I can see the drops coming through. Did not add any silicone, and I might have tightened that too tight. I'm not sure, but it is working for now. We're going to address this water leak issue and clean it up a little bit more, but overall it's done. And then we're going to add the toilet seat. We got to put some round pegs so in that square hole. So what we're going to do is turn that square into a circle. Okay, we are done. Put all the toiletries back in place and filled the toilet up again. Don't have the caps to go over those bottom bolts, but I'll find them. They're somewhere in the garage, but it's not leaking. Might be sweating a little bit, but I did just spray so I can clean up. That's why the toilet seat's still a little wet. So I'm going to finish cleaning up and monitoring for leaks and wipe a few things down. But it's the water on the floor, mostly bleach, that we're going to monitor and make sure it doesn't leak. I adjusted the float valve so it doesn't take that much water to fill up. Cuts off in less than a minute. And that's it. That's how you fix the bolts on the bottom of your toilet and change out the hardware on the inside, the flush valve and the fill valve and the bowl mounting bolts. When they all rusted out and stuff, you replace those with new ones. And the toilet seat even has 2 new bolts in it to keep that secure. They had metal bolts in it. I put plastic bolts in it. Plastic does not rust. So those should last a little bit longer. And even if they wear off or wear away, get loose, and I can't get them off for some reason, plastic is easier to cut than the metal. So there you have it. Honey to do project number 3 out of the way. First we did a pantry, then we patched the hole in the ceiling, and now we just fixed this leaky toilet. I'm sure she has a list of more things to do, but as of right now, we are signing out. So that's it for the toilet fix.